If you're going to build something, build it the way you want it. Don't build it the way that you think is going to be the most expedient way to build it. Don't build it the way that you think is going to make the most money the fastest, because you're going to paint yourself into a corner, and you're going to end up, in the end, you're going to end up running a business that you really don't want to be in. And I think that personally, I've seen a lot of people do that. A lot of my friends have done that. They've jumped into something and built a business model they're really not all that passionate about. They might make a little money, but they're miserable because now not only are they doing their job, but they're also responsible for their employees and for all the other stuff they have to do. So everyone's going to have an opinion on what your business should be, but you need to build the business you want to build. And in the end, you're going to be accountable for it. I have a good friend in Indianapolis who runs a brand design firm, and I interviewed him for the podcast, and he said, you're going to be famous for what you do, so you might as well get busy on what you want to be famous for. Seth Godin told me in an interview we did, the biggest thing you need to focus on is doing the work. So we all have to define the work every day. And so what does it mean for you to do the work? What is the work? The work isn't the set of tasks you have to do. The work is the thing that you uniquely can do for your business to create value. So what is the work for you? How do you create value in your business? The third thing is philosophy-driven rules. There are a lot of whats that we do in the business, but for me, I try to drill everything back to a why. So, why do we do what we do? Why is it? For me, everything comes down to freedom. That's the resonant theme of my life. I love freeing people up. I love it. So everything that I do, I try to connect in some way to freedom, the ethic of freedom. Okay, so we all have things in our life that we've really enjoyed, right? There's a guy named Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, say that 5 times really fast, who discovered this concept called flow. And flow is what happens when we get deeply immersed in our work. Okay, and there are a lot of contributing factors to flow, but it's that thing that happens when you just feel like all time has gone away. All of a sudden you look up and you're like, whoa, it's 2 in the morning. How did that happen? Have you guys had that happen before at some point in your work? And that's happened to me several times as well. What I've done over time is I've tried to be conscious about making a list of all the times I experienced that. Okay, so it happened this time, it happened this time, it happened this time. And try to be disciplined about going back and looking at the times that's happened. And try to identify the underlying patterns within that. So for me, the reason I can say it's about freedom is because the times in my life when I have felt the most alive or felt like I'm doing my best work right now, they all related to, in some way, helping people be freed up.